I will be the first to admit Sweet Liberty was not the best showcase of Johnny C's talents, but it's my belief that you have to see the origins before you can adequately appreciate the results. After all, this is the man that, for his first movie role, went fuck it and learned how to pole vault. Imagine the commitment he will do for a main character role at this point in his career. So let's go ahead and check one of his more recent films, Benched.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
Released in 2018, Benched should be a great ambassador to the completely defined McGinley persona. It certainly isn't a great ambassador of much else. But what the hell, it's Sunday afternoon and we're all pretty sure we'll get beaten if we don't cheer the kids. This is Benched. The movie makes no qualms about the central conflict of our characters, as it outright starts with Don and Michael, played by Johnny C and Garrett Dillahunt respectively. Johnny C immediately goes to town being himself.
Incidentally, you and I are going to be spending a lot of time together, and if I unwind with a beer, you don't need to call an intervention. I don't have that particular disease, just so we understand each other.
No, not an issue. You do whatever you want.
Well, thanking you. It's terrific to get permission from the new guy.
Oh, how he has learned since the 80s. Now, I know what you're expecting, because it's the same thing I was expecting the second I put this film into my imaginary DVD player. Will this be just another retread of the classic 90s kids movie?
From Walt Disney Home Video.
You know the kind. You have a coach who is absolutely obsessed with winning and he gets some loser team that couldn't win if they played against brooms, but then, through some combination of an adult that is basically there to show them the magical world of mediocrity and the kids being endearing in their hopelessness, they teach the coach to care and they somehow win the championship. Also, there may or may not be a fun animal sidekick involved. And the answer to that question is... no. It's really surprising the first time you see it. The kids are already the reigning champions of their local little league, which takes place in... The mean coach, Don, seems to be well respected in his community and is a successful business owner. He has a happy family life and a son who is the leading star on his baseball team. More on all of this later. And in addition to all of this, he's been the baseball coach for a while now. Parents don't even seem especially put off by his style of teaching, even when he sets very clear rules about it.
Parents, welcome. I'd like to take the opportunity right now to invite you to leave.
Hi, I'm Timmy's mother. I'd like to stick around if that's okay.
Oh, my goodness. But by all means, stay as long as you like. Just please understand that practice definitely won't start until you leave.
And maybe we could get tired of it, except for the fact that the film doesn't even seem to be about the kids. Yeah, they're completely incidental to the overall plot of the film. You could replace them with Don and Michael restoring an old car or going on a fishing trip and the plot would be basically the same. Sure, you get some bias of the kids, but don't bother trying to commit any of them to memory. In writing that sentence, I put more effort into it than I did memorizing them, and nothing of value was lost. There wouldn't even be a plot were it not for Don being a bastard and deciding to net himself a competitive advantage. See, in Ripken League Baseball, the teams pick their kids on reverse order from their position on the last championship. Or so this movie tells me.
We picked the new kids in reverse order and how we finished last year, okay?
So, I guess that means I pick last.
However, the sons of the coaches get automatically selected for their parents' team. So, the second his old assistant coach and best friend Tony decided that he would stop doing the whole kiddie baseball gig, Johnny C there presumably went down the list of kids available and locked on this kid.
Ralph Boom Boom Johnson.
Which happens to be the last name of Garrett Dillahunt's character.
Yeah, we already have Ralph Johnson.
How do you figure that, Don?
Dad here is coaching the Pirates with me, so he's ours.
The only problem is his kid doesn't have that last name.
Oh, give me a break. He's the only goddamn Johnson in the draft.
He's not my son.
Well, who is your son?
Frank Nessiter Wise.
Nessiter Wise?
So instead of getting him, he gets...
Roll the boy waiting! Hit the cutoff man!
Throw the ball, Frankie! Hit the cutoff man!
Throw the ball! Oh, throw the ball! Oh! 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 Oh!
Okay, the movie is not entirely without cliches.
Yeah. Could someone help me get the goddamn egg off of my face, Pete.
Okay, that's enough of the baseball. Let's go back to the focus of the movie, these two. So, what's their story? Well, it seems Michael just wants to spend a little more time with his kid, being both unfulfilled in his career and getting over the loss of his dead wife.
What?
Barbara, my wife. She's dead.
What are you talking about? When did this happen?
Oh, a year ago.
Are we sure that Disney isn't secretly bankrolling this one? The situation is not helped by Johnny C, who has his own wife issues.
For me, not talking to a woman's a whole lot different than not talking to a normal person. I can't believe she hasn't come to a single game yet this year. Time goes by, and here we are, two guys eating cookies in the rain.
But being honest, I'm going to go ahead and cut Johnny some slack on this one. After all, it seems like most of Michael's problems with this story arc would be simple to solve were it not for the fact that he doesn't talk about them. Him and his son are clearly going through some difficult moments. Too bad the movie doesn't seem especially interested in showing how they are coping with them, beyond a single scene outside of the field and implicitly throughout his friends on the baseball league. Don's issues, on the other hand, get a couple more scenes. You would expect that that would mean a more fulfilling story arc. Instead, it just means you get to watch this man's life completely fall apart throughout the movie. First, his headlight gets broken. And it all goes down from there. His wife not going to PTA meetings and leaving him open for the take is one thing. But then Michael rings his house at the wrong time and discovers something unnerving.
I did call. I called Linda, your wife.
Nice try. But she was at book club last night and it ran late. She was not even home until 11:30.
I called at 7:30.
Oh no.
You tell her you were going to be late?
Well, what happened was she got back on my line, obviously thinking she'd switched over to the other line.
Why do you think that?
Because she said, I'll meet you at the usual place.
Oh no.
Who is she talking to? What name did she use?
She didn't use a name.
Yes, she did.
What did she say?
Help!
Come on! What did she say?
She said I'll meet you at the usual place. TB.
TB?
I think so.
Tony Perone?
What the hell? Tony? No! The bro code is very specific on this matter.
Maybe there's some kind of explanation.
Of course there is. Either they're planning a surprise party for me or my best friend's banging my wife.
Boy, wouldn't that be great if it's a surprise party?
With him being in the right, that just means that they can work out through it. I mean, what can happen?
You coming in?
No, that's okay.
Still, he has the support from his son, who is the baseball star of his team. In these difficult times, they can at least support one another, continuing baseball practice and trying to...
My Jimmy has gone and gotten himself a part in Brigadoon. Apparently he feels his skills are best used in service to the American musical theater.
Is there anything else you want to do to this man? Maybe have his painting business burned down. The entire population of Nashville decides that they'd rather have Billy Ray Cyrus as Little League coach instead of him. Do you want him living in a van by the river? Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Okay, to be fair, we also have the cliche of him looking at his son in the theater production and being proud of him, while at the same time screwing over Tony's ride.
Buy me some peanuts. And it's
The bro code is slightly less clear on this matter.
the pirate.
One little light makes all the difference. Watch me
And then we're in the final game. Yep, they made it through the playoffs and all the way to the finals. No, we didn't see them do it, they just did. We just have to assume that that training worked flawlessly, plus, a little cheating, that helps. I was going to say that this would be the game where everything gets resolved, but then the movie takes another unexpected turn. It doesn't actually solve anything. Okay, sure, Mike's kid finally catches a ball, an event framed as the emotional center of the movie, but they still don't win the game. There's also this subplot all through the movie of a kid whose dad just goes to games to shit on him. A subplot so tacked into a movie that already plays like a series of vignettes, that they actually have to have the guy wear the same shirt across all his appearances so you have a shot at remembering who he is. His whole story arc comes down to this.
Good game, coach.
Yeah, thanks.
And then Don and Mike sit down and do nothing, which is foreshadowed on an earlier scene.
So by the end of the year, we'd be sitting down at the end of the bench, and we would not say a word.
And then it ends. You can tell I wasn't exactly enthused throughout the film, and I was ready to be a lot more critical about it than I had been. But as I was writing the script for this, it suddenly dawned on me that what the director has done here is the most realistic 90s kiddie sports movie ever made. Win or lose, the kids on the field are having the time of their lives, playing and learning some valuable team skills, getting that fun in the sun that boomer-like parents think we all missed out on. Meanwhile, all of this means relatively little in the overall lives of the parents and what's happening in their lives. It mostly serves as a place to disconnect and recharge, go for shitty pizza afterwards with your kid, and only feel the pang of life when you return to your home or van, as it were.